Alright, what's up guys? We're going to be talking about Diablo 4 in this video, covering some of the recent developer interviews they've put out. There's been a lot of information, some leaks, some rumors. We're just going to touch on that, and I'm going to give some of my opinions and thoughts on what I've seen, what I've read, kind of where the game is headed as far as the direction goes. So let's just start right off. If you guys don't mind hitting that subscribe button, really appreciate it. Trying to get to 1,000 subs. So Diablo 4, it's one of those games where just there's kind of a love-hate relationship with the series, because fans of the original Diablo and Diablo 2 really felt miffed and let down by Diablo 3 and just Blizzard in general lately. So while we love the Diablo franchise, we kind of hated what the game had become in terms of Diablo 3, the just development, the art direction, and overall feel of the game, the lack of in-game. It just left us all with a really bad taste in our mouth, and honestly, if Diablo 3 had not failed so horribly, Path of Exile would not be what it is today, because pretty much everyone who was upset with Diablo 3, Path of Exile was in a closed alpha, so if that had not happened, then people would not have run into Path of Exile at the time and got hooked on that game. It kind of became the spiritual successor to the Diablo series, and has just continued to grow on its own since then. So Diablo 4, I had kind of wrote it off, semi-interested in it just as a fan of Diablo and Blizzard of old. However, I just assumed it would end up sucking like Diablo 3, or it would just be Diablo 3 2.0. But it's starting to look like that may not be the case, and that it may actually be a successor to Diablo 2 and the king of ARPGs that we've all been wanting and hoping it to be. So some of the rumors, we'll just hit on those real quick. Open beta coming very early next year, from that, which seems very likely. One of the leaks / rumors is that the pre-order date will go live early December. So what I've heard is December 8th. So if that's true, then it's also very likely that will kind of confirm the other rumor or leak that the game is going to be launching in April of 2023. So we may only be 5 or 6 months away from launch, and a couple months from early beta or open beta. But just as far as the mechanics of the game goes, it looks like there's going to be a lot more build depth and customization than Diablo 3, but it will be more intuitive than Path of Exile, which I think is a good thing. Personally, I love Path of Exile. I've played a ton of it, but as a new player going into it, it can be a bit much to figure out on your own. You kind of have to refer to wikis and a lot of other stuff. So the game, just in terms of build depth, they are going to allow respecking, which I have no problem with, and in Diablo 2, even when they added in respecking, I thought it was a great thing. The problem people had with Diablo 3 is just there was no limit. You just go to town, completely swap everything out that you want. You just basically, like the developers say in the interview, change your clothes, that changes your build. You just hot swap in and out a couple skills, and that's all there is to it. It just kind of allows for any flavor of the month build that everybody's going to switch to the flavor of the month, the most overpowered thing in the moment. So it kind of kills build diversity and player choice. I kind of listened to some Asmongold video. He had a take on this where he just thinks you should be able to respec whenever you want, and that unlimited respecs are a good thing, and that any kind of limit to a respec is going to have a negative impact on the game because it wastes your time. And I just respectfully disagree with his opinion on it, because allowing just infinite unlimited respecs really just takes away from build diversity, and it's going to cause everyone to, it's just going to funnel everyone into whatever, you know, if something's 1% stronger, 5% stronger, most people are going to just instantly respec into that, especially when, you know, your build is not as reliant on gear. It makes it even easier for that type of respecking. So the, you know, it's kind of a soft cap. It's just a gold cost, and you know, they want it to, you know, give more diversity to the builds and the flavor to the characters. So like, let's say I make a whirlwind barbarian, well, now I want to play, you know, a different type of barbarian, like whatever they have in this, let's just say like a leap slam barbarian. So instead of just free respecking my one barbarian into whatever new build I want, I would then just make a different barbarian, and I would have a whirlwind barbarian, and I'd have a leap slam barbarian, or I'd have a lightning source and a cold source and a fire source, versus just having 3 different sets of gear and respecking freely in town anytime I want to, you know, whatever seems to be what I want to play in the moment or what's stronger. So I do think that that's a good choice to put a soft cap on respecking. So maybe you want to redo a couple points, that's fine. You know, it's not going to be a huge investment, or they said it will get more expensive as you level up. I was happy to hear the level cap is 100. I think a level 100 cap just makes more sense. That's what it's always been in Diablo. It seemed kind of silly to me in Diablo 3 that it started out at 60. It was just kind of a callback to World of Warcraft, where the first level cap there was 60, and they just continued to increase it with expansions. I'm hoping the gearing in this, the world tiers, sound interesting. We don't have all the information on the end game exactly how it's going to work, so that's one area that I'm hoping is going to be done right. I hope the itemization is more similar to Diablo 2 and Path of Exile, where you get power spikes based off the gear you find, versus everything from level 1 to 99 is basically just trash, and then as soon as you get to level 100, that's where all the good gear is. I prefer getting those power spikes, and you know, there may be an item that you find at level 60 that just for your build and the way it works happens to be, you know, top tier. It may not be best in slot, but it's top, you know, 2 or 3. So you know, you have that really high power boost that just carries you through the game, and then maybe you find that best in slot item, you know, very late in the end game. But I'm you know, looking forward to this game. I hate to say it, because I don't want to be let down again. I think it's gonna suck if that ends up being the case. I'm hoping the game is good, but I'm still kind of just, Blizzard has made a lot of questionable decisions lately, so they don't have a lot of goodwill at the moment. So I hope it's good. You know, I'm hoping for the best, but preparing myself, expecting that it may end up being another garbage game. So we'll just have to wait and see. But I have to say, everything that I've seen and heard makes me think that as long as they're being upfront and honest, that it's going to be a good game. So Alright, thanks for listening, guys. Thanks for watching. And I'm going to be probably getting God of War Ragnarok tonight, doing some... checking that game out in the interim until we get, you know, maybe a D4 open beta. So, take it easy, and remember to give them the D.